Have you ever wondered if that constant inner murmur truly belongs to you, or if it's a hidden guide offering insights you've never dared to explore? Imagine waking up each day to a voice that not only narrates your life, but subtly shapes your reality without your consent. What if every thought isn't generated by you, but is instead an echo of experiences past, a programmed response from deep within your subconscious? Today, we embark on a transformative journey, a journey that challenges the notion that you are the endless chatter in your head. Instead, you are the silent observer, the one who can choose which voices to honor and which to let drift away. This is not merely a thought experiment, it is an invitation to reclaim your inner freedom and rewrite the narrative of your mind. Pause and reflect. What are the countless thoughts that race through your mind every day? In those quiet moments between actions, do you truly notice the internal commentary that scrutinizes every decision, every memory, every fleeting worry? Ask yourself, are these spontaneous images, these doubts and anticipations, an authentic part of your identity? Or could they simply be echoes of past experiences, social conditioning, and inherited beliefs? From the very first moment you open your eyes, that inner voice awakens with you. It whispers mundane questions like, what will I have for breakfast, and do I have enough time to accomplish today's tasks? As the day unfolds, its tone intensifies. It critiques your performance in meetings, questions whether you made the right choices, and sometimes even predicts failure before you begin. Have you ever stopped to consider if this voice truly represents who you are, or if it's a conditioned narrative running on autopilot? Recall a time when a thought surprised you, a spark of an idea or a sudden doubt that seemed to come out of nowhere. That moment might have been your first encounter with the realization that you are not the originator of every idea. Instead, you are the witness, the one who can step back and decide which thoughts deserve your attention. This simple yet profound insight is the first step toward liberating yourself from an incessant inner monologue that you did not consciously choose. Let's delve deeper. Where do these thoughts come from? Imagine your brain as a remarkably sophisticated machine, a supercomputer that processes millions of pieces of information every minute. Your subconscious acts as its operating system, quietly absorbing experiences, beliefs, and societal influences, and then generating the internal dialogue that accompanies you throughout the day. Consider a moment when a random memory or unexpected thought burst forth, startling you. Was that idea truly a product of your conscious mind? Or was it, instead, the result of a deep-seated programming built up over years of experiences and cultural conditioning? Ask yourself, when did these thoughts first take root in your life? Were they deliberately chosen, or did they emerge automatically from the vast reservoir of your past? Imagine your subconscious as a hidden puppeteer, skillfully pulling strings behind the scenes. Its primary mission is to protect you by filtering and processing experiences, even if that means generating fears or limiting beliefs. However, this survival mechanism can trap you in cycles of self-doubt and repetitive negative thinking. Recognizing that your inner dialogue is largely a product of your past conditioning, and not a definitive expression of your true self, can be incredibly empowering. It reveals that you have the possibility to change the channel, to decide what you choose to listen to. Imagine stepping back from the constant whirlwind of thoughts that crowd your mind, as if you were watching delicate clouds drift across an endless, brilliant blue sky. In this state, you no longer feel compelled to grab onto every idea that emerges. Instead, you allow them to pass by naturally. This perspective transforms your experience. Each thought becomes nothing more than a transient brushstroke on a vast, serene canvas, destined to fade as effortlessly as it appeared. Now, close your eyes and picture your mind as a gently flowing river. Every thought, whether it's a fleeting worry, a burst of creativity, or a quiet whisper of self-doubt, mirrors a ripple on the surface of this river. Ask yourself, what is more enduring, the constant flow of the water or the ephemeral ripples that momentarily disturb it? This visualization reminds you that your true essence is not the fluctuating surface but the steady, unchanging current beneath. As you cultivate this mindset, you begin to observe your inner dialogue with genuine curiosity instead of harsh judgment. In doing so, you create a meaningful gap between stimulus and reaction, a space where you can choose how to engage with each thought. Within this gap lies immense power, the power to decide which thoughts to entertain and which to let fade into the background, rather than being swept away by every passing ripple. This practice of detached observation is not about silencing your thoughts, rather, it's about nurturing a new, liberating relationship with them. When you consistently step back and simply witness your mental chatter, you start to see that you are not defined by the transient images and fleeting ideas that cross your mind. Instead, you become the observer, a calm, centered presence that endures, no matter how busy the surface may appear. Imagine the freedom of being able to choose your focus consciously. What if you could nourish only those thoughts that serve your well-being while gently letting go of the rest? This liberating shift in perspective allows you to reclaim control over your mental space, empowering you to create a sense of inner peace and clarity that remains constant, regardless of the ever-changing ripple of thoughts around you. Shift your focus now to the powerful emotions that accompany your inner dialogue. How often do you find yourself ensnared in endless loops of past hurts or overwhelmed by anxieties about an uncertain future? These emotional burdens can weigh you down, much like carrying an ever-growing load on a long, arduous journey. Imagine if you could not only fully experience these feelings but also gently release them, allowing them to dissipate as naturally as frost melting away under the warm rays of the sun. Visualize a painful memory suddenly surfacing in your mind. Instead of resisting it or hastily labeling it as bad, give yourself permission to feel every nuance of the sensation, a tightening in your chest, a knot in your stomach. Rather than fighting these emotions, try observing them with gentle curiosity. Consider, for a moment, what might happen if you let these feelings exist without clinging to them, allowing them the space to slowly dissolve on their own. Now, shift your attention to the illusion of control that often underpins these emotional struggles. Reflect on the numerous occasions when you have tried to micromanage every detail of your life, only to be reminded by the unpredictable nature of existence that life, by its very essence, is fluid and ever-changing. Picture yourself attempting to hold water in your hands. The tighter your grip, the more it slips away. This simple image invites you to question whether control is truly attainable, or if it only intensifies the struggle. Consider a specific moment in your life when you felt compelled to manage every aspect, perhaps a demanding project at work, a complex relationship, or even your own fluctuating emotions. Close your eyes and feel the mounting tension as you desperately try to orchestrate every outcome. Now, with a slow, deliberate breath, imagine that tension gradually softening, as if released into the air, leaving behind a sense of lightness and ease. What if, instead of exerting yourself to command every moment, you allowed the natural rhythm of life to guide you? Imagine surrendering to the flow, where each challenge and setback becomes an opportunity to learn rather than a trigger for stress. How liberating would it be to let go of the relentless need for control, embracing instead the spontaneity and beauty of uncertainty? This gentle act of letting go does not mean neglecting your responsibilities or dreams. It means recognizing that not every detail can or should be managed. By relinquishing the urge to control every outcome, you create space for new possibilities and allow a more authentic version of yourself to emerge. Consider the freedom that comes from trusting that life, in its inherent wisdom, will unfold as it should. Finally, take a moment to reflect on the potential for transformation when you release these emotional burdens. Ask yourself how different your days might be if you no longer held onto the weight of past pain or the anxiety of future events. Embrace the idea that by surrendering to the natural flow of life, you can unburden your heart and open yourself up to a more peaceful, balanced existence. Living authentically is about shedding the weight of societal conditioning, past traumas, and limiting beliefs that have shaped how you present yourself to the world. Imagine waking up each day with a heart that feels open and unburdened, free from the echoes of past regrets and the persistent anxieties about an uncertain future. What if, instead of replaying old fears, you stepped into each moment with a fresh perspective, allowing life to unfold in its purest, unfiltered form? Authentic living is not about perfection, it is about allowing yourself to be fully present, embracing your truth without apology. Take a moment to engage all your senses, the feeling of a gentle breeze against your skin, the rhythmic sounds of the world around you, the rich colors of a sunrise, the comforting scent of fresh earth after the rain. These small yet profound experiences are often drowned out by the noise of our internal dialogues. Yet, in their simplicity, they hold the key to genuine joy. When you fully immerse yourself in the present moment, you allow yourself to step outside the mind's constant chatter and into the vast space of awareness. This is where real connection, both with yourself and with others, flourishes. Now, reflect on the barriers you've built over time. How many of them were created out of fear, fear of vulnerability, fear of rejection, or fear of being misunderstood? These walls may have once served as protection, shielding you from emotional pain, but have they now become barriers preventing deep and meaningful connections? Ask yourself, what would happen if you let them crumble? Imagine what it would feel like to enter a conversation unguarded, sharing your true thoughts and emotions without the filter of self-doubt. How much richer could your relationships become if you replaced fear with honesty? Think of someone or something that fills you with warmth, a close friend, a beloved pet, or even a passion that brings you to life. Hold that feeling in your heart and visualize it expanding outward, dissolving any walls that separate you from experiencing true connection. Imagine if, in every interaction, you carried that warmth with you, allowing it to guide your words, your energy, and your presence. What would change if you interacted with others from a place of authenticity rather than from a place of guardedness? Authentic living is not just about how you relate to others, it's also about how you relate to yourself. Are you showing up for yourself in the same way you hope others will? Do you grant yourself the same kindness, the same space to be flawed and imperfect, that you offer those you love? Living truthfully means embracing all aspects of yourself, even the parts that feel messy, uncomfortable, or uncertain. It's about choosing honesty over avoidance, curiosity over self-judgment, and courage over conformity. Ultimately, authenticity is an invitation to step beyond fear, beyond limitation, and into a life that is deeply felt and fully experienced. When you choose to live openly, you allow for deeper connections, greater inner peace, and a sense of freedom that comes from being unapologetically you. The question is, are you ready to accept that invitation? To transform your inner landscape, it's essential to integrate mindfulness into your daily routine. Think of each mindful pause as a deliberate brushstroke painting a masterpiece of inner peace. When the rapid flurry of thoughts begins to overwhelm you, gently steer your attention back to your breath. Inhale slowly and exhale deliberately, each cycle reaffirming your ability to reset and rediscover a calm center amid chaos. Visualize yourself standing in the eye of a storm, completely unmoved by the turbulence swirling around you. This is the transformative power of mindfulness. It anchors you firmly in the present moment regardless of external disturbances. Imagine how many opportunities might arise if you trust in your capacity to remain centered, even when life throws adversity your way. In that calm space, clarity and potential emerge. Develop daily rituals that nurture your well-being and fortify your inner resilience. Perhaps begin your day with a few moments of meditation, take a quiet walk in nature, or savor a cup of coffee with full awareness of its aroma, texture, and taste. These simple yet powerful practices gradually reinforce the truth that you are not defined by fleeting thoughts or transient worries. Instead, you are the steady presence that endures. As you embrace these moments of stillness, you begin to see that every challenge is not an insurmountable barrier but a stepping stone to growth. Each conscious breath helps peel back layers of stress, revealing a deep reservoir of inner strength waiting to be tapped. In this ongoing practice of mindfulness, you build resilience that transforms obstacles into opportunities for self-discovery and expansion. It's time to turn insight into action. Here are several practical steps you can start implementing today to reshape your relationship with your inner voice and reclaim your inner freedom. Dedicate at least 5 minutes each day to sit in silence and simply observe your thoughts without judgment. Visualize each thought as a leaf floating on a gentle stream. Notice it, then let it drift away. Set aside time daily to write down your recurring thoughts and emotions. Transferring these mental patterns onto paper helps you recognize them and gradually detach from the automatic narratives that once held you captive. Throughout your day, pause to fully engage your senses. Whether it's savoring the aroma of your morning coffee or feeling the texture of nature during a walk, these moments anchor you in the present and enhance your awareness. When a negative thought surfaces, challenge its validity. Ask, is this belief truly based on fact? Does it serve me? Often, you will find these thoughts are merely reflections of past fears rather than objective truths. Consider expanding your support network, join a meditation group, speak with a therapist, or immerse yourself in self-help literature. Sharing your journey and receiving guidance can offer fresh perspectives and reinforce your inner resilience. At the end of each day, reflect on moments when you observed your thoughts without becoming entangled. Celebrate these small victories as milestones on your path to inner freedom. These actionable practices are not about silencing your inner voice completely. Rather, they are about transforming your relationship with it, learning to distinguish between the automatic chatter and the deeper, more authentic self that you truly are. Living authentically not only transforms your inner world, it also revolutionizes your relationships. Consider how much of your communication is filtered through the critical lens of your internal narrative. What if you approached every conversation with genuine openness and vulnerability? Imagine engaging in a dialogue where you share your true thoughts, unburdened by the fear of judgment. In such interactions, every word is spoken from the heart, forging a deep, unbreakable connection with those around you. Reflect on moments when you held back your true feelings, afraid of rejection or misunderstanding. Now, envision a scenario where expressing your authentic self leads to more supportive, meaningful relationships. When you allow yourself to be seen, completely, honestly, and unapologetically, you invite others to do the same. This creates a ripple effect of genuine connection, where trust and mutual respect flourish. Remember, the quality of your relationships mirrors the quality of your inner dialogue. As you nurture a compassionate and mindful inner voice, that same warmth radiates outward, enhancing every interaction in your life. Reflect on the journey we've taken today. Your inner dialogue is not your true self but a collection of conditioned responses from past experiences and societal influences. Remember, you are the silent observer who chooses which voices to nurture and which to let fade. Imagine a future where every mindful pause brings you closer to clarity, authenticity, and inner peace. I challenge you to commit to one simple mindful practice this week, whether it's a few minutes of silent reflection or journaling your thoughts, as your first step toward profound transformation. I invite you to share your insights and experiences in the comments below. If this message resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share the video with anyone seeking a more empowered way of living. Together, we can create a community rooted in growth and resilience. Take a final deep breath, feel that inner strength, and step boldly into the life you are creating. Your journey to lasting freedom has just begun. Embrace it, live authentically, and claim the freedom that is rightfully yours.